It really is not so difficult, I have to say. It's not. The media tries to make us believe that keeping yourself healthy is like rocket science, or that it's super hard, you have to be disciplined, yada yada. But it is really not that difficult. It's pretty simple. It's pretty decent. When the sun goes down, or like when it's getting dark, you go to sleep. For example, you don't eat before this happens, like too close to that window. Then you make sure that you manage your stress levels, that you eat like non-hyper-processed foods, that you kick in your workout, that you are, all of these things are not really difficult to do. It gets difficult in modern cities, in this hectic world that we live in with this pollution, with the social demands that throw us into the, big amounts of stress, and the daily occupation with the tasks we have to perform. Of course, it throws us into some vicious cycle that seems a bit hopeless sometimes, and we get burned out, and we have sleep issues, and then we have consequently food, nutritional issues. We have sports issues because we don't have energy to get out and go into the gym or stuff like that. Then we also are not so social anymore, and it's all kind of like is a domino effect, and it pulls everything in. And then we trap ourselves into this like unhealthy cycle, and then seeing an advertisement for the supplements that can fix that is like an easy fix, because you're so cycled in, you don't know where to get out. And this seems really appealing, because you see something, okay, this can help me, I feel miserable, okay, I'm just gonna take, and you can do that. You can take the supplements, but it's not the solution to the roots of your problem. It is not a sustainable solution, I'm gonna say, because you are young, you don't need any supplements right now for the most part. Most people don't, unless they are like malnutritioned, they have some physiological disease background, or they are really high performing athletes, or for a regular young person, you really don't need the supplements now until you're, I don't know, maybe 50, 40 something, and that's when now it's really important to cultivate good habits so that you can sustain yourself into the old age. That's what the young age is all about. That's what we should teach our children. That's what we should do ourselves.
Obviously, I agree with that wholeheartedly. It's pretty funny to see how crisscrossed we all are and how confused we are on this subject in general, when it does seem like, we just need to go back. Like, okay, you stay up all night and you're eating stuff that isn't food. Some processed foods like aren't food, and some of these things in there clearly aren't food. And so I find it funny, and I found it easier to just, start from that root cause. I mean, as an athlete, I've tested and tried all these different supplements, and you're always going to be trying to get an edge. And that's the whole market of sports. And so from whether it's caffeine, and then obviously you have guys doing stuff that's illegal in order to figure out what they can do to enhance things. But for the most part, the guys that I've seen, and I had a mentor who played until in his 40s, and I got a chance to run into him. As a matter of fact, he even broke his ankle, I think, in his 40s, and still came back and was the MVP of the league. He was a Serbian guy named ภิrki, who played in the U.S. And any chance, he's a coach now, and I got a chance to talk to him because he was sort of mentoring me. I was a young player coming up when he was towards the end of his career, and his mentality was different. That was for sure. He was also doing yoga at a time when players were not, because now flexibility and mobility, all these things are now, that's like the standard now. We like love it. And there's all these foam rollers and different supplements and things to take now. That was not the case, 20 years ago or more. And he ate simply. He just kind of did his thing. It was very simple. There wasn't anything complex. He was consistent with the stuff over a large period of time. And that turned out to allow him to have this sort of, long career where he was able to do things that most people are done at 30, 28, or sorry, not 28, but 30, 33, stuff like this. They start to be, finished, but then you go look at what they did throughout that. And so I'm always harping on some of the guys that we have on our football side and channel and subscription about how you have no idea how it will add up we as humans have a hard time looking at the little miniature habits that we create. Like you said, if you can build these 6 habits or so, things will be better when you're later. Well, we have a hard time of calculating like, is it really going to hurt me if I just do this? And like you said, when you're younger, you can get away with it, right? You can get away with certain things here and there. It's not going to hurt you nearly as much as it's going to hurt the 70-year-old or the 80-year-old or whatever.